From AfterDark World headquarters, this is your favorite correspondent, KD, welcoming you to another of your morning report. For Mr. and Ms. America, all ships at sea and all sods everywhere. Good morning to you. Black Friday, November 26, 2021. Oh, those shopping mania will be online and nationwide. People will be getting things done, but I wonder if they're getting the things done they want to get done or they really need to get done. I don't know. I will leave that up to you. A little show and tell this morning for a chilly and dark morning. This is for all the Duke's Mayonnaise fans. I want you to check a look at this. Check a look at this. Is that even a word? I doubt it. The 100th anniversary jar of Duke's Mayonnaise. They say, well, KD, where in the world did you get that? Yeah, my brother Scott. He liked to keep things like this from 1887 to 1987. Boy, how many gallons of mayonnaise have you ate in your time? For all the poor sods that live in a bad mayo zone, I'm sorry. But down here, man, we tear through some Duke's mayonnaise. We'll begin the reading today from Michael Crichton's book, Travels, which is great. There's two great quotes at the very front of the book. In self-analysis, the danger of incompleteness is particularly great. One is too soon satisfied with a part explanation. Sigmund Freud. Here's one that's just as good or even better. Existence is beyond the power of words to define. Lao Tzu. All right, so Michael Crichton got his medical degree from Harvard Medical School in 1969. Although he never practiced medicine, he writes about his experience at the hospital in Boston, Massachusetts General, maybe. Anyway, he has to work the psychiatric ward. And then there's the girl who seduced everybody. So, a conversation. It begins with a conversation with Dr. Geller, his protege, or I should say his superior, advising him to be careful, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Crichton is speaking. My conversation with Dr. Geller struck me as helpful. Although he obviously had some fixed idea I wanted to have sex with this girl, that didn't really worry me in the least. I was quite confident that I wouldn't. I knew that in becoming a doctor, I was assuming special responsibilities. This was the first of them. In fact, far from worrying about sexual temptation, I was eager to see Karen. One of those Karens. And began our work together. I went immediately back to the floor and introduced myself to her. She was very tall. She came up to my shoulders when we stood side by side. She had a lean, athletic body and clear green eyes that looked at me steadily. You're my doctor? Yes, I said, I'm Dr. Crichton. You're very tall. She moved closer until her forehead touched my shoulder. Yes, I like tall guys. That's good. I stepped back a little. That seemed to amuse her. Are you really my doctor? Yes, why are you smiling? You look too young to be a doctor. Are you sure you're not a medical student or something? I'm your doctor, believe me. What kind of name is Crichton? It's Scottish. I'm Scottish too. What's your first name? Michael. Is that what they call you? Michael or Mike? Michael. Can I call you Michael? Dr. Crichton would be better. She pouted. Why? Why are you so formal? We're here to work together, Karen, and I think we should keep that relationship in mind. Why does that have to do with what I call you, Dr. Crichton? Ugh, I hate Dr. Crichton. I just think it's better is all. I found myself nervous standing next to her in this way. Her physical presence was very strong. It left me a little shaky. As part of the workup, I had to begin by drawing blood for routine chemistries. So I took her into the little examining room. We were alone. Aren't you going to close the door? No. Why not? Afraid to be alone with me? What makes you say that? I asked. I felt very clever and psychiatric saying that, giving her a question back. Do I have to take off my clothes? That won't be necessary. Really? But don't you have to examine me, my body and everything? Just draw some blood. She ran her fingers across the examining couch. Mind if I lie down on this bed? Go ahead. Having finished my neurology rotation, I was more relaxed about drawing bloods, but right now my hands were shaking. She was sure to notice. She lay back on the examining table and stretched like a cat. You want me on my stomach or my back? On your back is fine. This couch is too short. I have to put my legs up. Her miniskirt slid around her hips. Whatever's comfortable, I said. It's not going to hurt, she asked wide-eyed. No, not at all. Why are you shaking, Dr. Crichton? I'm not. Yes, you are. Do I make you nervous? No, not even a little. She was smiling, laughing at me. You're a beautiful girl, Karen. You'd make anybody nervous. She smiled with pleasure. You think so? Of course. Michael Crichton's Travels. We'll return to this. If you didn't like that, maybe you'll like this. Let's go back to the best of sexology. I always like to point to this maniac right here. Boy, that's the look of lust or something. I don't know. The little paragraph is called Wife Sharing in Tibet. A man and his son can quite legally share the same wife, although she could not be the son's mother, according to the Institution of Polyandry in Tibet. Polyandry or wife sharing is a form of marriage in which one wife has a number of husbands. It is not unusual for a woman to marry a man and his son at the same time. If you didn't like that, maybe you'll like this. You know who it is. Do I have to tell you? Xavier Hollander, Letters to the Happy Hooker. These letters are so out of hand, I thought I'd just flip through the book and find one that was going to be crazy. So I'll give it a second. This is great. Dear Ms. Hollander, I understand from my son that he had some sort of sexual congress with you in Puerto Rico. I find this quite surprising, as I felt we chaperoned him quite satisfactorily. I was considering legal action against you for seducing a minor, but then I realized that you had probably done my work for me. Not that in this day and age a father has to do such things for his male sons, but the thought is appreciated nonetheless. Name withheld, Bay City, Michigan. That last part's a little unusual, isn't it? Seducing a minor, but then I realized you had probably done my work for me, as in he acquires a hooker for his son. I'm hoping that's what it means. Her name is Xavier Hollander. More books of her are coming, by the way. That will wind up the morning report for this morning. So let's get shit done. Let's get consequential shit done for a change. This Penny Annie sitting around eating too much, letting that whole extended family of yours drive you fucking nuts. Don't let that happen. Remember, be nice until it's time not to be nice. Be kind to animals. Discipline equals freedom. Never complain and never explain. I must be about my work now, wandering the earth, getting into adventures. I would love to meet you out there, getting into adventures. So, for Mr. and Ms. America, all ships at sea and all sods everywhere, this is your favorite correspondent, KD, wishing you all a great morning. And remember, get your ass out of bed and let's get shit done. Consequential shit, by the way. Have a great day, everyone.